Greetings.
Excuse me, I'm looking for the man who was in the pillory with me yesterday. Have you seen him?
I can't help you with that. You'll have to find him yourself.
I'd like to report an ambush. Some scoundrels attacked my lord's retinue and killed our men.
That's a serious matter. Where is your lord?
Well, he left.
I don't understand why he's not lodging a complaint himself, and why not directly at the castle. He has that right as a lord.
It's a long story. My lord got very angry and then went missing.
Sorry, fella, but I'm not sure whether you're making it up or lying to me. But if you were telling the truth, why don't you bring your lord here and we can talk it all over calmly? I'm sorry, lad, but until then, I've got more important things to do.
I need to speak with Sir Otto.
With the Royal Chamberlain? Are you yanking my official pizzle?
Why not?
I'd like to talk to him too, boy, but he's still in Prague. He's hardly ever here. Chamberlain Ulrich is in charge of things.
And where do I find him?
Where do you think? Up in the castle.
But they won't let me in there.
What do you want me to do about it? That's your problem. I'm not going to put in a word for you. I hardly know you.
I'd like to buy something. Where can I find some merchants around here?
If it's a tradesman you're after, most of them live here in the village, of course. Your best bet is to ask our merchant Jörg. He knows everyone. I'm sure he'll help you.
What's new, bailiff?
Nothing special. Fortunately, Troskowitz is a quiet village. It's peaceful here, and the war has avoided us so far, thank God. Just here and there a brawl in the tavern or the neighbour's errant cow. Well, that's how it was until recently, at least.
And what happened?
What do you think? It started with that nomadic riffraff, theft of hens and sheep, then continued with ambushes on the road. And then the wolves started to come in from the forests on account of the poachers killing off their prey. Oh, and then our master Chamberlain Ulrich. Oh my God. But that's no business of yours, understand?
I understand. That's your business, bailiff. What's new in the county, ma?
I heard something's going on in Takov again. Project the Innkeeper is probably coming up with some mischief to pull on the Zelievites. Will they never cut it out? Their bickering is making work for me. And now I've been visited by one of the local peasants. He said he found more fresh graves behind his field, just below the village, along the road to Nabokov.
What do you mean, more? You sound like this isn't the first time.
That we found someone buried here? Don't even ask. I've been digging up bodies ever since that bandit gang started running rampant. Most of them are von Burgo's men. Also, if it wasn't bad enough, that gang of bandits is rampaging through the region. Now someone's stealing cabbage from the peasants. What a disaster.
Cabbage?
Aye, and the peasants won't stop bugging me about it. I was just visited by a peasant from Zadar. He's been talking my ears off for God knows how long. Say, do I really have to do this? Do I have the time to look for some moron stealing cabbages? And that's about it.
That sounds interesting. Thank you. What's new in the county?
I was just visited by one of the local peasants. He said he found more fresh graves behind his field, just below the village, along the road to Nabokov.
What do you mean, more?
That we found someone buried here. I've been digging up...
What do you want, you? But make it quick.
I met the local beggar. Barrow was her name.
She's here again. Oh, confound it. But we'll get rid of her somehow, you'll see.
What? But I...
You didn't give her any money, I hope? Rabble like that are like stray cats. Feed them once, and you'll never get rid of them.
No, she just told me you might know where I could get some armor.
Armor? Unless you want to join the local watch, I don't think I can help you. Unless maybe Radovan, the blacksmith from Tarkov. We might sell you something.
But Barrow told me you might know of something better. The armor of some Brunswick?
Oh, that. Lad, 'tis but a legend.
What legend?
It's hard to explain. There are actually 2 legends, or even 3. Well, it doesn't really matter. Why are you so interested anyway? Fine armor like that belongs in the hands of a knight.
Oh, come now. Surely you're not going to keep that legend to yourself. Do a fellow scholar a service.
Youngster, being able to piss your name in the snow doesn't make a scholar out of you.
I beg your pardon?
All right. No need to lose your temper. I'll tell you. In short, they say the armor of ancient Bohemian Prince Brunswick is hidden here, waiting for some valiant knight to find it. I don't believe it, of course. After all, I'm educated. But you'd be surprised how many fools have set off to find it.
Who exactly was this Brunswick?
You don't know, lad? Educate yourself. Brunswick was a famous Czech prince who won the lion for our country's coat of arms.
Really? How is it that I've never heard of him?
Perhaps because he never existed. Prince Vladislav II got the lion for our coat of arms for helping Emperor Frederick I, known as Redbeard.
But you just said that...
Brunswick is just a legend, but a quite lovely one, I'll give you that.
Could you recount for me the legend of Brunswick?
Well, why not? Brunswick was a valiant Bohemian prince. He lived in a time when our country had an eagle on its coat of arms, but that wasn't good enough for him. So he decided to head out into the world and gain the mark of a more powerful animal.
A man after my own heart.
You may think so, but his wife was none too happy. Her name was Ludmilla, and she begged Brunswick 100 times to stay home, but he just couldn't be persuaded. Still, he loved her very much, so he took her ring and told her that unless someone came and showed her that ring during the next 7 years, she should wait for his return. But if he failed to return after 7 years, that would mean he would never return.
And what happened next?
Brunswick's party set out to sea, but didn't get far. They were drawn in by an island with a mysterious mountain of amber that holds all ships and prevents them from leaving. Over time, the men on the deserted island died of starvation, leaving only Brunswick, who noticed that once a year a great bird called No came to the island to hunt. And so the clever knight hid in his horse's hide at just the right time. And when the bird came, it mistook him for prey and carried him away. So Brunswick wandered on. After some time on the road, the prince came across something unprecedented. A duel between a lion and a 9-headed dragon. So, what do you think Brunswick did at that moment?
Well, the dragon is certainly much stronger than a lion, so I suppose he sided with the dragon, right?
Nonsense! Brunswick rushed to help the lion, and together they killed the dragon. And from that time on, they were stalwart companions. The lion even followed him all the way back to Bohemia. Except, by then, it was already too late. It had already been exactly 7 years to the day since Brunswick set off on his journey. His wife, Ludmilla, who had until that time valiantly resisted all suitors, was about to remarry. But at the wedding feast, Brunswick managed to drop the ring in her cup. So it all turned out well. For Brunswick, that is. Not so for Ludmilla's new groom. but the lion took care of that.
Where did Brunswick's armor come from?
It is said that George the...
Jesus Christ be praised.
I'd like...
Well, I don't...
It's a lot...
Sorry, fella. If you were... I'm sorry.
I need...
With the...
Why not?
I'd like...
And where...
Where'd you...
But they won't let...
What do you want? I'm not gonna...
Excuse me.
I can't...
I'd like to...
If it's at your best...
What's...
It's peace... Well...
And what...
What do you... And then... Oh, but...
What's...
I... Project... And now he said...
What do you mean?
That we... I've been... Oh, now...
Cabbage?
I said... And that's...
That sounds interesting. What's...
I was... He said...
What do you mean?
That we found... I've... Mind where you're going.
Greetings, lad. What brings you...
I met the low...
She's here.
What?
You didn't give her rubble
No.
armor unless...
But what led you?
It's... There are... Why
Oh, come now. Do a fun... I beg you...
Or in short,
Who exactly...
you...
Really?
Per Prince of...
But you...
Brunswick.
Could you recount...
Well, Bruns, so he did...
And that...
You met her name still, but...
And what...
Brunswick's over... And so after so...
Well, considering what he later added to the coat of arms, I expect he helped the lion, eh?
Smart. Brunswick rushed to out the lion, and together they killed the dragon. And from that time on, they were... Except his wife, looked at the wedding for Brunswick, that is.
Where did Brunswick's armor come from?
It is said that George the Lion of Württemberg brought it here. He was the nephew of Lord Chenyek of Württemberg, who built Trusky. This George spent a lot of time with King Wenceslas. A suspiciously long amount of time, if you know what I mean.
I think I get the picture.
And it is said that one day, a lion escaped from the king's menagerie, and George overpowered it with his bare hands and laid it at the king's feet, still alive. As a reward, Wenceslas gave young Württemberg the name Lion and the armor of his ancestor, Prince Brunswick. Only Sir George didn't live to enjoy it for long. He caught the plague at a tournament abroad, and died on his way back to his king, specifically while visiting his uncle here at Trusky. Of course, the king wanted his armor back, but Lord Chenyek didn't want to give it to him, claiming he had the hereditary right to it. It looked like Wenceslas would lay siege to Trusky, but fortunately Lord Chenyek was completely destitute by then, so he sold all of Trusky and the armor to the king.
Chenyek was broke. How come?
Because of building his castle. Trusky may be impressive, but it's too expensive for a nobleman. Even the king had difficulty paying for such a castle.
Well, if the king was so endeared with Brunswick's armor, why did he leave it here?
Because he didn't have any choice, my friend. He never found the armor. Lord Chenyek was as cunning as a fox. While he did leave the armor here, he never told anyone where. It's said he hid it so it could only be found by a true knight. Each piece in a different place. Or so they say round these parts. Who knows if there's any truth to the tale?
And do you know where I could find Brunswick's armor?
Yes, lad, if it even really exists. But I do have a little bit of advice for you. Sir Chenyek, who they say hid the armor, left behind a riddle. It's a test that must be passed by whoever wants to find it. Do you want to hear it?
And how did that riddle go?
Wait, how was it? I've got it. Take your leave of crone and maiden, standing tall behind the gates. Boldly go towards true midnight. In caverns cold your prize awaits. Pass through the hall of forest kings, hidden deep from hunter's gaze. Standing tall, 2 guards of stone, behind whom yearned for treasure lays. Between them stands a mighty rock, a subtle niche, yet deeper still, a place to give one's art to God. Behold, my armor gleaming still.
The crone and the maiden towards midnight. We've got east, west, midday, midnight. Bloody hell. I think I know where it is.
Really? Well, seems you've got something between your ears then, lad. And you know what? I've got something else for you. Sir George, who previously owned the armour, wanted to have a nice poleaxe made in Prague too, but he died of the plague before he could do it. I'm not too certain about Brunswick and his armour, but this is certainly true because I have a copy of George's order here. Here, take it as a keepsake. And now go.
What did I do to you?
Greetings to you. Are you blind?
The big wheel at the mill. Yeah, the place by the general.
What did I do to you?
Shouldn't be hanging around here, friend.
Don't cause any trouble. Got it? God be with you.
Are you gonna start blubbering again and sell on us?
Are you going to go run into the gaffer, you piece of shits?
Give it to me. It's mine.
It's yours, my ass.
What's going on?
They took the treats our gaffer brought us from the market.
Trees?
Honey cakes.
We didn't pilfer anything from you. It was us the gaffer brought them for.
But he always buys 3 for us to share.
We had to do everything ourselves because you overslept. So nothing for you.
It's your fault you didn't wake me up. On purpose.
Young people today.
Stop squabbling, or I'll give you all what for. You're supposed to be learning a trade, not fighting over trees. Forget the cakes and get on with your work, or I'll fetch your master.
Why are you lecturing us like some old codger? You're barely a year older than us.
Yeah, don't tell us what to do.
Give it a rest and shut up.
Yeah, knock it off and give me my cake.
Fuck off.
Right, that's it.
You're in for an ass kicking, you piece of shit. No shot. Slice him up.
Oh!
Take that. I'll rip your ass open.
You should have fucking stayed out of it.
How terrible.
Let him have it!
Now it's your turn, you shit.
Wanker.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
You know much for us, fucker.
The next blow will send you to hell.
Go!
Fucking bastard.
Slice him up! Now you'll die.
Wanker!
Filthy whoreson.
Who's that madman? Here it comes. Peace and quiet. Lord in heaven! What happened to you? Wake up! Quick!
Hey, what's wrong? Hey, wake up!
Ow.
Watch where you're going.
Good day. Look out!
Greetings to you. I'll be right with you.
What do you want here, you scoundrel? Why'd you barge in here?
I heard you could use a helping hand at the forge.
I could, My last two hands, well, they're not worth mentioning. And what with the wedding coming up, the work is piling up. Ah, what do they call you?
Henry.
I'm Radovan. You should know, Henry. The blacksmithing isn't for everyone. Have you done it before?
Yeah. I basically grew up in the forge. My father was a swordsmith, and not just any. He even forged swords for the nobility.
For the nobility, eh? Well, that kind of experience will come in very handy for me indeed. As it happens, I have to forge a wedding present for young Lord Semine. A fine sword.
So you'll take me on?
Hold your horses. I'll have to try you out first. You could forge me a hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make a straight blade. That shouldn't give you much trouble if your father was a swordsmith, should it?
No, it's not hard, but it takes a long time, and that's something I don't have a lot of right now.
Is that right? You know what? Come back when you're serious about the job.
Pour me one.
God grant you health.
What's new around here?
Vostatek. Lord von Beregov's huntsman he's got a cottage near Vidlak Pond. So if I hope he hasn't started drinking somewhere else. He's my best customer. You could also stop by and see Old Mouth. He could tell you all sorts of interesting things. I have some here to say. And that's all I'd say.
Sounds interesting. What's new?
Nothing new. It's quiet here.
What's new?
Nothing new. It's quiet.
You're having problems with the Zheliovites?
Not just me, my friend. They're the biggest bastards around. They've been nothing but trouble for years. The winter before last, they piled snow in front of everyone's doors at night, so no one could get out of their house. And last year, they broke into my cellar and pissed in my beer barrel.
Gracious. I hope you got your aim back on them.
Not yet, no. But since you're here, I'd pay you well.
What exactly would you like?
Don't worry. I won't make you do any shoveling or pissing anything. I'd hate to reveal my plan, only for you to go off and tell...
I don't care about some...
If you don't want to make some groschen, but if you change your mind...
Christ be praised.
Here's another one. Rich pickings today.
Please let me go. Give you everything I have. All of it.
And let you snitch on me to the guards, eh? Fuck! I'll kill you!
I'm being attacked. Help!
Good day. God be with you.
I'd like to...
That's the...
Well,
I don't...
it's a long...
Sorry. If you... I'm sorry.
I need...
With the...
Why not?
I'd like...
And where'd you...
But
they won't...
What do you want? I'm not gonna...
Excuse me.
I can't...
I'd like...
If it's at your best...
What's...
It's peace... Well...
And
What do you... And then... Oh, but...
What's...
Our project... And now he said...
What do you mean?
That I've been forced now...
Cabbage?
I say... And
That sounds in... What's new?
I was... He said...
What do you mean?
That I've been...
What would you like?
I met...
She's in.
What?
You didn't give her rabble
No.
armor unless
But... What ledge?
it's there are why
Do a fella... I beg your pardon.
all right. In short, I don't.
Who exactly?
You
Really?
perhaps Prince of
But-
Bruns.
Could you...
Well, Bruns. So
A map?
you may earn still, but
Then what?
Bruns over and so after so
Well,
smart Bruns and from except his wife at the for
where...
it is said this
I think...
and as a only of course look
Chenya... Well, if the king...
Lord it's or
And...
yeah but I sir to you
And how...
wait I've got it take past the
Bloody hell.
real and Sir Joe I'm not here and now
Master Scribe? What do you want? I just came to see if you're working. What does it look like? Well, it looks... Exactly what I'm thinking.
place by the Sheriff to string.
What then?
If you have time to tarry, come and sit down. Tell us what's new.
God bless you. Have you been hunting?
What's it to you, lad?
Well, you're seasoned hunters, that much I can tell.
Well, you're mistaken. We're no poachers. But truth be told, no, especially not now.
So you're hunters chasing down...
That we are. Ulrich hired us to hunt.
Looks like there's enough of...
One fewer than we were. Hans vanished.
Is he dead?
I don't know. We haven't seen him.
What do you mean, a beast? One of those majestic loners that...
If only. It's already snatched infants and slaughtered babes were nowhere to be found. The maiden, when I saw them, I tell you...
What was it then?
Nobody's caught a good look. All I know is that it's been...
Oh, you must be well... Is there anything you can teach? Or perhaps we could just...
Aye. Or whatever they... What's it to be?
Maybe...
All right. I'll get everything ready and find some... Come back when you're ready. Arrows I can give you.
I have to be going. And may God...
Aye.
Is there anything...
Help. Thanks. We'll find Hans and bring down that, but if I may offer some advice.
I have to be going. Good luck catching... And may God protect...
Thanks. And don't forget what I said about keeping...
God bless.
People, gather round. You won't believe this. A whole village burnt to the ground. Hell on earth. Just a few days' walk from here.
That's all right, asshole.
Huh? Was that you? Oh, never mind then.
What the fuck is this supposed to...
Hey, lad. What do you want? Come here.
What do you want?
Just to wish you a good day. Good to see you, lad.
Really? It seems to me I'm in your way.
Ha! Not at all. That poor fella didn't have anything interesting on him. But you might.
I'm almost as poor as that dead man there. I was just robbed of everything I had.
Well, that's some bad luck. Losing everything twice in a row like...
Why do you think the poor dead man is lying here? He's far from the only one.
Right. I was thinking...
They even killed my dog here.
Oh, what a fucking mess. Clear off before I change my mind.
Before we part ways, have you seen a dog?
A dog? No, I haven't. But when I'm out at night, laying in looking for work, I often hear wolves howling by the rocks near the pond.
You'll pay for that, you whoreson! No, you don't.
Dead. And robbed of everything, just like Capon left him. And there's no trace of mutt. Oh, a nice bit of venison. But something took a good bite of it. Could Mutt have been here? Mutt's nowhere around. Someone must have taken him in. The herb woman lived not far from here. But I can't ask her any more questions. It looks like I'll have to find Mutt myself.
And they try to tell us charms and spells do not work. Temeraf, the voivode will want to talk to you.
Hail!
My name is Henry, and I've heard in the village that you're a renowned strongman, juggler, and moreover, skilled with a weapon. Is that true?
Depends. Why do you ask?
I'm looking for someone to help me.
What's it about?
Well, it's complicated. But the short version is, a few days ago I barely avoided the gravedigger's shovel. I thought I was done for. That's how badly beaten I was. And now, well, I'm feeling a bit unsure in combat. I'll need to regain my confidence, if you know what I mean.
Aye, that I can do. If what you say is true, I could really help you out, friend. I've been missing a good fight around here.
What would you like in return?
Oh, please. I'll do it out of sheer kindness. I don't have anything to do right now anyway. You can pay me next time.
We can start right away.
All right. Follow me to the arena.
Shall we begin?
Here's a practice longsword, so we don't hurt each other. Let's see what you've got. We'll start with exchanges, and if you do well, we'll try something harder. You're going to attack. Commit to it. Don't stop after a single strike. Dish out several. Now I'm going to show you a simple technique that builds on that. You'll attack from the right, then left, then right again. Attacks follow one after the other. And you don't even have to break through your opponent's cover.
So right, left, and then right again.
Exactly. You could also do it the other way around. I'll let you have exactly 3 strikes, so you're not wasting effort just flailing around. Ah. See? That's the way. Again. Beautiful. Aye, you've got the hang of it. Let's try something more difficult. I'll teach you a real technique. You start with a slash from above, then from the right, and when your opponent expects another attack from above, you do a quick sidestep and drag your blade horizontally across his belly.
So I'll start from the top, then from the right, and then...
From the left. Remember, top, right, and finally left.
All right, let's give it a try.
I'll let you make 3 strikes just like before. No more. No. Focus on the direction you're supposed to attack from. See? That's the way. Again. Beautiful. That's that, then. You don't even have to use a longsword for this technique. It'll work with any other weapon.
That'll come in handy.
And one more piece of advice. Any attack can start with this or that technique. Look, if I attack from the right, your riposte will come from above. And that's the first step of this technique. Think about it.
What about other techniques?
I'll teach you even more if you want. But it won't be as cheap. And you'll also have to know a thing or two first. If you prove yourself to me, I'll teach you the best technique of all. Meisterhowl. Also known as the Master Strike.
How about someone else?
I'm sure I'm not the only swordsman around who could teach you something.
How can I prove myself to you so that you'll teach me the Master Strike?
You'll have to defeat me in a sword fight, because this technique only works for swords.
So all I have to do is challenge you?
That's right.
I'll challenge you to a duel then.
Ha! I've barely taught you anything and you're already getting cocky. But very well. At least I'll demonstrate the difference between us. Surprised? Sorry, lad, but it's too soon for me to teach you the Master Strike.
Let me try it again.
Nonsense. If you can't defeat me fresh, you won't defeat me all bloodied up.
I understand.
Come back when you're feeling better.
You don't look too good. You should see the sawbones.
And they try to tell us charms and spells will not work. It happens. Just watch where you're going next. Look at him, that Gajo. Aranka described somebody just like him. Go and see the voivode.
God, you look awful. Do you need help?
No thanks. It looks worse than it is.
Are you all right? You look like someone gave you a thrashing.
No, don't worry. I'm fine.
What?
God bless. What can I do for you?
I heard you.
I could. What do they call you?
Henry.
I'm Radovan. You should know Henry.
Yeah, my father.
As it happens, hold your horse. You could forge me a hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make a...
Sure thing. I can get started right away.
Great. Find some iron and get started then.
Iron?
You can't make a sword out of butter, but if you don't have your own stuff, you can get everything from the chest in my forge. Go over to the anvil and let's get started. Furnace is cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up bit by bit. Try poking it around for a bit. Now get the furnace nice and hot. There's a lever above you. Give it a pull. It works the bellow. Tell the temperature by the color, but you won't be able to tell when it's in the fire. You have to take it out from time to time and take a look. Try it out. See? That's exactly the straw color we want. You've got talent, lad. Now heat up the whole thing. The whole thing is heated up now, so come over to the anvil. Try moving the sword along the anvil so you can get the hang of it. Now take the hammer and try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's the sign of a good strike. The more sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out faster. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are. That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, if it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer, any dolt could do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. Very nice. You're doing just fine. But when I say evenly, I mean it. A sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side. Nice. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take on the shape you want. It'll cool off soon anyway. It's cooled now. You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace from time to time. Sometimes you've got to go there and back all day. But it's all part of the craft. Now, get back to the forge and heat it all up again, like before. Bloody hell. What's the hold-up? I've shown you this part already. The whole thing is heated up now, so come over to the anvil. See that? Besides the sparks, You can tell a good strike by the sound it makes. Sparks. That's the stuff. Well struck. Sparks are flying nicely. The ring you want. See how it's taking on the right shape? That's how you can tell it's almost finished. Now, I've got a piece of advice for you. Hammer to a rhythm. When I hammer a piece to a beat, the work goes by easier. Sometimes I'll whistle to myself. There you go. You've got it finished. All that's left is to temper it, and a sword will be done. The rest is just tweaking. Right. Let's have a look. Very nice work. Your father taught you the trade well.
He'd certainly be happy to hear that.
If you carry on hammering as well as you did today, you've definitely got a job here. Even so, keep in mind, it's all about making sure every strike does its job. That's why you can't let it get cold, or keep striking the same spot. If you work evenly, each strike falling right next to the last one, you can't go wrong. Got that? Or is there something else you want to ask about?
What good does it do me to whistle while I work?
It makes you work to a rhythm. You won't get tired so quickly, and the iron feels it.
How do I know a good strike from a bad one?
By the sparks that fly up, and by the ring. It rings out with a different sound when you do it right.
What's the right way to heat up the workpiece?
Do it till it turns the color of straw. Ideally, the color should be the same everywhere, if your forging's going to be even. The main thing is, don't work it cold. You just ruin it. But don't overheat it either. As soon as sparks start to fly off it in the furnace, take it out.
Why should I forge evenly?
If you keep hammering the same spot, you'll never finish it. You'll just fuck it up. But jumping from one end to the other ain't a good idea neither. You'd end up working unevenly. The best thing to do is aim each strike next to the one before.
How will I know it's finished?
Notice the shape. The closer you are to finishing, the more precise the shape it will have.
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
You can sleep in the chamber by the woodshed. And there's a chest where you can keep your things. And of course, you can use the forge anytime you want. Any questions?
Where can I get materials?
You can buy some essentials from me. But if you want to make a fancy sword with lots of ornamentation, you'll have to look elsewhere. This is just a village, you know. The locals ain't after luxury. They can't afford it neither.
What can I do with the items I've forged?
Well, you can sell them, though you probably won't have much luck around here. But I'll happily buy some of the nicer things from you.
Where exactly is my bed?
At the side of the house. There are 2 doors and a wheelbarrow between them. You go in by the rear door, next to the woodshed, and you can put your things in the chest there. Don't worry, nobody will steal them.
What now?
What do you think? You're not going to be idle. I'll find you some work to do right away. You're pretty good at swords, but what the locals really need is axes and horseshoes. Right, here are some simple drawings that show what they're both supposed to look like. And some iron. You can get down to it right away.
Just like that? You aren't going to help me?
Sacre, lad. I chose you because you already know a thing or two. I'm not going to look over your shoulder all bloody day. You take care of these smaller jobs. Forge away as long as you're able, and then sell it all. Once you've made some coin and feel like being out in the open again, I'll give you some more interesting work.
Not bad at all.
I've been banging this spot for a long time.
going?
And to you. You smell like whoever's washed in a week. What are the stains you've got on you? Here. Oh, that's vomit.
This is almost done.
I went past your garden the other
Good.
day, and that
That
dog
looks
of yours
finished.
was going mad, barking and growling at me like I was a stranger. He never used to.
When he takes fright, he nearly bites your hand off. I don't want to wait for him to bite someone.
Are you serious? That poor dog.
Aye, he is. When he was little, he fit inside my hat. Such a cute puppy. Wish someone was gone.
You should get another puppy. Everyone needs something to cheer them up.
One beer.
This is useless. I should move it. I'm always hitting the same place. That's no good. Kurva. Burning it.
Good day. Good day. I've heard you've got a new addition to the family. Is it a boy or a girl?
A bear cub.
A bear cub? You found it somewhere?
No, it's a girl, but she came out all hairy.
I'll never finish it like this.
Lamb.
I should move it.
My younger brother was as hairy as Esau when he was born, but the baby will grow out of it soon enough.
I hope so. But at the christening, it looked like we brought a puppy to church.
I've been banging this spot for a long time.
Shit in the font, trust me.
So I went to see my
Experience. And?
talk about the inheritance.
But your father's still alive, isn't he?
Aye, but he drools all over himself, and he gets this feeling that his time is nearly up.
Does he get it often?
Nearly all the time. And he's always threatening to leave everything to the church if I don't go and see him.
Aye. Once old folks start getting soft in the head, it's bad news.
Exactly. Let me tell you, I'd rather die poor but young than to go through that.
Bit more, and I'll be done.
Closing time. Come again. Tomorrow,
What are you doing? Strolling about without a light?
Jesus Christ!
There's a couple more things I'd like to
ask away.
Thanks. I'm still not really sure of myself in the forge.
Why not? Why don't you forge me another hunting sword? Have you got...
Yeah.
Let's see what you... I'm sorry. Furnace is cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up.
The Lord be with you.
Greetings. What?
I'd like you to teach...
For a few What do you want to... It's about those two idiot hands of mine, Venser and Franzi. They drove off with a cart full of goods to...
Do you want me to find...
Just so. But more importantly, I want to know where my cart ended up. And especially the cargo.
All right.
Go ahead.
Gladly.